Good evening, all. Long time no see. So it seems. Christmas. It's not going to be easy for some. This we know. There are people out there that are not with their children. There are mothers out there that are desperate to see their children. There are fathers out there that are desperate to see their children. We're talking about Christmas presents. The best Christmas present that you can give to a child is to break the cycle. It's to stop with the arguments. It's to stop with it's my child, when it takes two to raise that child. In fact, it takes a village to raise a child. And the way I look at this time of the year, seasonal greetings, it's very difficult for people out there. In reality, people are spending Christmas on their own. In reality, people are alone and feel alone, unwanted and unloved. It is just a day. It is a day based on money, fantasy and lies. And I have to say that the Christmas spirit, do we lie? I did this little song the other day, and it reminded me. It says, I saw Mummy kissing Santa Claus. Well, that would, in terms that if you look and read deeper into that, would assume that your mother's having an affair. Christmas. It's all about money, isn't it? It's all one day and it's all over and done with. Money. People are getting themselves into debt just so these kids can have presents. Just so someone can have presents. The gift you can give to anyone is kindness, courtesy, respect. And trust is a big thing too, you see. You have to gain that. The thing that I have to say is drinking. Many of you will go to a conservative club or a Labour club or something like that where you can have family time. But think about when you pick up that alcohol in front of the child, what message you are sending to a child. Alcohol, the root of all evil. The root of all evil. It causes domestic violence this time of year. It causes arguments, and it also causes people to self-harm, and I will say that because that's what happens. Getting the Dutch courage to do that. Please, please don't drink. Replace it with something else. It's all about willpower. You don't have to fit in to everybody else. The sound went, did it? Am I back? Am I back on the sound? I hope. Shaz, hi. Good evening, Sophie, as well. You can't hear me. This is not on, is it? What about now? This is ridiculous. Do you know what? Can you hear me now? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have to go over my own page if you can't hear me. Can you hear me? Either put a like up or not. Because it might just be your own or something like that. Sophie, can you hear? Victor, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Somebody let me know if they can hear me or not, because Shaz says she can't hear me. Victor, can you hear me? Because otherwise I'm going to have to end this call. I'm going to go back out, come back in, because somebody's saying they can't hear me and I'm not getting any responses from anybody else. Okay. You can hear me. Oh, fantastic. Great. I'm glad you can hear me. Let's start over a Christmas spirit. Humbug to everybody. Do you think it is right to teach these children a myth about Christmas? I mean, all the time. When I was growing up, I wanted this, wanted that, believed in Santa Claus, and the times that I would sneakily wake up and stay up because I thought Santa Claus was going to come. And I'm telling you now, we're lying to our children. We are completely lying. If you want to talk about the reason beyond all of Christmas, that's one thing. But at the end of the day, we're completely lying to our children when we have to sit there and say, Santa Claus exists. He can come down chimney pots. He can do all of this. What are we putting into our children's head? And why is it that we wait all year to have a Christmas party, to let your hair down, drink some drink and eat some mince pies? Meanwhile, there are people on the street homeless. Meanwhile, there are people in hospital dying. There is so much misery, and Christmas is just one day, but it is, I just want to remind you that it is every single day that you must find it in your power to give back something to society. Money, I decided I'm not doing Christmas. What does Christmas mean to me? It means a time that you get family together. Well, many people don't have family. Many people are absolutely just got into a new relationship or got into a marriage. It's really difficult when you've got to divide yourself amongst family members. So, one person, they've got to split and divide themselves with children. Also, half a day here and half a day there for a child. Okay, it's great for a child because they think about the amount of Christmas presents they're going to get and the visits, etc. But in reality, it shouldn't take Christmas to bring a family together based on gifts. The gift you can give someone is to love yourself, to respect. Please, I cannot express over the Christmas period, you have a responsibility. Drinking and driving. If I found or I knew my friends or anybody was drinking and driving, I would actually take their keys, and if they were going to disrespect, and they used to say have a designated driver, that is a good thing to have. But if somebody is drinking and driving, you are putting someone's life at risk. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't even think you can have that one beer and that's going to be ample. You will lose your license on the spot. Forget court. You will lose your license. Do not drink. Do not drive. Drink and drive, that is. I've had a lot. When it comes to next year, I'm going to have a revamp. I'm going to be looking for strong volunteers to get the message out there about the underlying issues of what causes depression. There is also, I have to point out, there are mothers out there that are screaming. I'm going to say mothers and fathers and grandparents screaming out for their children. Be diplomatic. Don't put it all over Facebook and all of those things. You can keepsake memories and your children are watching you. Your children are watching how you act online also. So you need to be very careful. Mine, they know what I do. I'm honest, and I'm doing this for a purpose, and that's to make sure that somebody can take something out of my conversations, at least something. I had people that came onto my project drunk when I first met them and no longer drink, and do not use it as an excuse at Christmas time to have a little bevy, because at the end of the day, that's where, are you in control? You need to try and be in control of your life. Hello, Megan. It's nice to see you. Just wrapped up a few little things that I feel will benefit people. So therefore, I'm not really about sitting here for me now. It gets to the point when you're older, Christmas does not mean Christmas to me anymore. My mother is no longer alive. My father is no longer alive. Those were the days where I looked forward to my roast dinner. Now, I look forward to peace and quiet and a day off, and I love the fact it's all about the little ones. But you can't lie to these little ones. You really need to let the little ones know that sometimes we have to work to save all year around to contribute towards an event. That is probably a better way of putting things than to lying about Santa Claus. Santa Claus does not exist. Okay? North Pole, elves, all of those things. I think it's about time we start telling the children the truth about things. Fairies, fairy godmothers, yes. But Santa Claus, giving them hope, and then taking it away when they find out that you lied to them. And that's the thing. You start lying to your children, how are they ever going to believe in you? How are they going to believe in you? Even a little porky like Santa Claus. How disappointing is that when you find out it is not true? I suppose it's great, really. But we need to be telling him it is a man just dressed up as a suit. And be careful not to sit on their laps. Keep your children safe. Keep yourself safe. If you are struggling, there are, Samaritans out there. There are, I do talk to people if they need support and they need some help. I'm sick and tired of people criticising me. I don't really care if they criticise me. People wanted to know what the difference between a client and a chit-chat is. Well, a client is somebody that comes through our services and agrees to the terms and conditions on a program and are flourishing highly. And a general chit-chat is somebody that I actually don't know and I'm giving them time. And you know what? I want people to respect the fact that when people go out their way and give people time to talk, believe me, I am fed up with people that try to say, I know what I'm doing. I'm better than you and I know what you're doing and etc. And when you are in a position where you're trying to teach people how to stand against bullying, how to rise up against alcohol, and how to communicate effective with individuals. When you've done that and you've had successful cases, I believe that, for me, don't mock what I do. Don't never mock what I do. If you don't like what I do, say whatever. Don't try and manipulate me with words, especially on my own platform. Don't ever try and do that with me. Because I'm pretty clued with seeing through people and seeing that, in all honesty, that people just need some support. They need some help and they need to be shown the right way and an effective way to communicate with each other. And I'll say it again, alcohol is the number one problem. And this time of year, please don't drink to the excess where you're not in control of who you are. It will, especially if you've not got a solid relationship and it's full of arguments, if there's any drink there, please try and avoid it. So I'm just going to make this short and sweet because really I have so many topics that I do want to discuss, but not right now. It's a festive season. Mothers out there, if you don't have your children, I am really deeply sorry that you don't have your children with you. Never give up. I did say post to YouTube. Make it a private setting where only you can provide a link if you are allowed to, but leave a message for Christmas for your children so they never miss out on a Christmas message from mum or dad. That's one thing you can do. It doesn't have to be broadcast everywhere. It's just something that you can have for a rainy day. If you don't get on with your siblings or your mother-in-laws or your father-in-laws, well, respect the fact that everybody is an individual. Names, mum, dad, fathers, all of those things, they're still a human being. And kindness costs absolutely nothing. So, guys, have a fantastic Christmas. I am not doing it. I'm just going to have a day in front of the camera. And I'm going to have me time because it's just another day. Christmas. That'll be Valentine's next, won't it? Then it will be Easter next. And then it will be Halloween next and all of these other things. And it's just ridiculous. Money, gifts. It's not the value of the present that matters. It's the kind gesture that matters. So all those people that bragging and saying that, I spent £1,000 on my kids. Well, more fool you. More fool you. You're better off giving them a book of education, letting them know something about their history. Stop being mythical. We've got to stop lying to these children with these myths and tell them the reality, because the reality of being into debt causes depression, causes people to lose their homes, causes instability. Debt is no place to bring up anything. We have to teach the children correctly. So don't get yourself into debt. Don't drink yourself silly, and do not drink and drive. But please don't worry about outsiders having a lovely Christmas and celebrating and pulling crackers. Think about the peace and the less washing up that you don't have to do. So my heart bleeds for people out there that have not got their children or have lost a loved one this year. But remember the good times and cherish that, and don't tarnish it with bad energy. Take care. Hello, Leash. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Megan. Hello, Kath. Hello, Victor. I really do thank you for your feedback and your input on this platform. I'm so glad it's now a little bit tightened up. Please do post positive messages. Please do have an input. And look out for those messages that are crying out for a little bit of direction. People will ask you a question. If you may have an input, wow, you could do some good. Take care of yourself. What is this? Debt can lead to death. Financial education in the key for 2020. Absolutely, Leisha. Being in debt is a bit of a bugger. And you see, when I sit there and I look at people's finances sometimes, I think to myself, it is possible to kind of get out of this, but you know what? People are working for peanuts all the time whilst you've got car park tickets. I mean, not to joke, £120. I got a car park ticket for 120 quid. Wasn't even bloody driving, you know. I lent my car and I got a car park ticket, and it's extortion, especially on top of Christmas. And you just got to know to just rules is rules. If you're going to go park somewhere where you shouldn't be, then you've got to respect that people pay for this stuff, don't they? They're finding a way to make money. So I'd avoid the potholes and pay a car park ticket, or go and park somewhere where you're not going to get a parking ticket. Keep an eye on your clock. Don't moan when you're parking somewhere where you shouldn't be. Better still, walk sometimes is good exercise. I don't know what else to say to you. I am going to have a good evening tonight. Silent disco. And if anybody is looking forward to a silent disco next year, we are going to hold one in aid of suicide prevention. And we want you to have a great time. So we will be booking that wherever you are. And it should be a great evening. But yeah, I'm off to a silent disco tonight. And that way I haven't got to worry about anybody, talking to anybody. I could just get in the zone. And this I am considering my Christmas time, me time. And I don't care if I have no friends to go out with. I don't care. There's a whole world out there. And if I wait for people, I'd be waiting till hell freezes over. So, don't wait for people. Don't wait to make friends. You will make friends or associates. Be very careful who you sleep with over the Christmas period. Have safe sex. If anything, try not to date the person. Safe sex. You remember, it's not about the relationships. It's about the relationship that you will have if you get with somebody who is infected. So be very, very careful. Stop with your affairs. Stop with your cheating. Stop with your manipulation. It's about time that you have ownership of that. You also have a part to play with people that you interact. So be on your best behaviour. I got used to not having much, Cass, but still enjoy life. That's from Victor. And that's the thing. There is so much world out there. People think everything costs money. Well, it doesn't. It doesn't cost money to go for a walk. It doesn't cost money to ask somebody for dog walking and things like that. It doesn't cost money. But sometimes travel costs money, and that could be a bit of a pain in the bum. So you need to figure out those things where you can bring something nearer to you financially, where it don't cost you much. But we can talk about finances all year. If you know you haven't got it, don't live beyond your means. Sometimes make sure that you treat yourself, cut down, save. I've saved so much money on alcohol. I used to buy 2-3 bottles of alcohol a week, maybe sometimes 4. That's what, 40, 50, 60 quid? You know, not forgetting the mixers. I don't even know how you end up doing that. But at the end of the day, think about the liver, kidneys, you know, cirrhosis of the liver and all of those things. Put down that drink, man. That drink is what I call the devil juice. If you can avoid it, don't do it. Have a shandy. Have a non-alcohol Beck's. You know, a Beck's Blue is non-alcoholic. You can replace it. Still tastes exactly like beer. You can have a non-alcohol wine. You know, if you want to look like you're socialising, but better still, just tell someone you've got an alcoholic drink and it can be Coke. So forget the pride, forget the image. Know what it's going to do to you. I tell you what, it's really nice to be sober and hear music and hear the conversations and not look like an asshole. The amount of times I used to drink alcohol before I went out, just so I fit in, so I wouldn't worry what people would say about me. But when I look back at my photographs and I look back at my videos 4 years ago, etc., I looked stupid. I looked really pathetic. And when I was on drugs, which I was on drugs, I didn't actually know the harmful side effects of all of those things. You know, taking a little dabble of this, cocaine, having a little bit of dabble of cocaine, didn't know much about that. Don't do that either. Don't do that. It ruins your whole life. You don't know what you're taking. I think half of it's concrete and things like that. I didn't know. It was a friend that got me in. What's all they said? Have a little freebie. You know, you see this stuff on TV. Stay away from it. I tell you what, when I was on, when I had that, and it would be a weekend with alcohol, I started to lose my tooth. Yeah, honestly, I had a gap between my tooth and I had to pay to get that tooth done. And that was because of drugs. Stay away from the drugs. I mean, I chose to keep my teeth or continue on that shit, which you end up losing your relationship, your marriage, your kids. You think you can hide things from your kids. You can't hide nothing from your kids. They're more aware than what you are. And you think you're hiding things. That behaviour is terrible. What I was doing was terrible. I didn't know no different because nobody showed me the correct way to behave. I am so glad. I am so out of that learning curve now. And I can see life for what it is. I've replaced the alcohol with a career. I have replaced the alcohol and the drugs with education, research. I have placed all of that into positive thinking and positive energy and law of attraction. I don't care if you guys tell me you haven't got faith. If you don't have faith, you have no hope. You make a wish, and when you make a wish, you hope that wish comes true. At the end of the day, whatever you're thinking, and if you're going to have a relationship with something, that's good. Make sure you keep focused on that something. Don't lose track of who you are. And even you haven't discovered who you are, you will discover it if you can replace the alcohol, if you can replace the negative talking. And please, if you think you can get on Facebook and project negative about people and hate and name and shame on Facebook, you tell me and you show me you do not seek progression. People can see what you write about other people and how mean you are and all of those things. And that is your personality shining through in a public platform. So be careful what you write. Be careful what you're reading amongst other people to spread malicious gossip. Me, if I've got something to say, I'll say it to your face. I will give you a warning. I will tell you I do not like your behaviour. It's affecting me and it doesn't need to be, for I owe you nothing and you owe me nothing. I have no financial commitment with you. I have no bond with you. I don't care if you're blood or not. I don't care if you're blood or not. If you are affecting me, you would have to go. Very simple. We're not here to claim each other. We don't own each other because we have the name mum, dad, or brother or sister. We are human beings, and behind closed doors, we all cry. And we all keep secrets, apart from me. I will not keep secrets. I will be honest with my children. And that's where you guys need to start being honest and open with your children about everything. Because after all, that's what they expect from everybody. Honesty. Makes no difference how old you are. Honesty. Old-fashioned, I don't care if you're old-fashioned either. I don't care if you've been born in the 60s or 70s, where it's respect your elders. At the end of the day, these are the people that kept the most secrets. We're changing the generation now. We're switching up the generation. The generation is more fast-paced, and they are learning more than we are, more quicker than we are. But what they are learning more quicker than what we are is hatred. Hatred. Divide, hate, racism, religion. Stop it. Teach your children the best gift of all. Education. Love. No divide. And you do not own children. Think about when you bring two children into this world. When you bring children into this world, sometimes there's only one parent. People are having children and they're a single parent. I was a mother. Still am a mum, raised my children. I was a single parent and I raised them. Can be done, but I never raised them with hate, and I always raised them with respect from their fathers. No matter, even if I didn't get on with their father, there was respect there, because I wasn't going to play just because I didn't get on with the father. It wasn't my right to tarnish a child about their father. That was for them to see and learn that nature. Because whatever relationship you have as an adult, it could be a completely different relationship, father and daughter, or vice versa, right? And it's been nice here. You have your talk. Thank you. I'm gonna hold on. I'll come back to those. Single parents. I can't see one of my I will see my family members as and when they get older, and they can look back at my posts and whatever else, know that Nanny will love them no matter what. But you know what? It's not my journey. It's not my journey. I can only project out who I am, and they will find out who I am as a person. But one thing I would never, ever, ever do is use my children as yo-yos. Use them as a weapon. And that's what a lot of people do, and I wish they stop using children as a weapon. Even their own parents are being used as a weapon. And I have to say that Christmas time is a festive season, as we say. But can you imagine having... Okay, so I've now got a new daughter-in-law, and she's also got a mum. So what do we do here? Do you come and see me and then go see your mum? What about you that you've just got newly married? What about your home? So that's 3 homes that these people have to confuse themselves with what they're doing on Christmas Day. I'm going to make it easier. They're a newly married couple, etc. And for me, that's their family now. I'm just a visitor. I would rather stop with the Christmas dinners and go and visit them and have my Christmas dinners like they used to do me. So it's my time now as parents to go and visit, drop off these gifts or whatever else, and leave. It's my time. So be kind to each other. Right, Leisha, I'm learning to appreciate every day I got my mum and brother, and they're worth more than cash. And that's the thing. Mum, dad, brothers, more than cash. It's nice when you have got a family, but when people die, you realise that you've only got yourself, and you've got your memories. You've got past memories. And that's what all you can hang on to is the past memories. Make memories good. I posed a question into this group, and one of the questions was, if you died tomorrow, what would you do? People were answering that, and I couldn't believe they were answering that. How would you know what you're going to do or where you're going to go if you pass away? You don't, and you never will. So the idea is to live in the moment, live in this moment, live in this season, live in this moment. Because tomorrow, when people keep telling me tomorrow never comes. It never comes. You can say it, but it never comes. Live in the moment, live for today, and don't regret anything. Be kind, Stop with your nastiness. Remember, your mouth is a big weapon. We can see you on Facebook, if you're on here, in how you act towards others. Be kind, because you're kind of looking... What I said is, it's character references. Facebook leaves you very much character references, and it tells you all about that person. It tells you a lot about their life. It can tell you about their past, and it can tell you about their growth. If you look at my posts and the previous posts, they were ranting and raving many years ago. Now they're projecting positivity. That shows me I've grown. Shows me that I've replaced self-harm with talk therapy. Shows me that I can teach somebody because I am out the other side. I still live with it. I still help many other people try to get through it and master what is it that they're thinking. How are they feeling? How am I able to do that? How am I able to relate to these people? It's amazing that I am. And that's because it takes one to know one. I know every tactic in the book that most of these people do. I study hard. I watch people. I research people. Why? Because it's amazing how some people are still stale, and they still are reliant on the services, and they still use mental ill health as an excuse, a pure excuse. When they use it, what happens is, I'm not well, you're my mental health, and I'm not trying to patronise. And they've done it because they don't like rejection. And that's the thing. Being rejected can do a lot of damage, and people will use their mental health if they feel rejected. And those people that are using mental health, put it this way, who wants to stay around a miserable person? I don't. Who wants to hear the same complaints all the time, over and over and over again? I don't. Who wants to see written all over Facebook about my mental health this and my mental health? I don't. I want to see, I've tried this today and it benefited me. I want to see, I've tried something new and it tried to make a difference to my life. I want to see, I've put down the alcohol and I've tried to make a difference to my life. I want to see, I've stopped bickering with my ex-partner and I've made a difference to my life. I am sick and tired of women going, and men, they go from relationship to relationship to relationship because they feel that's the way to be loved. There's no what? You don't love. Love, you love something about someone. And when you're finished with them, you hate them. But you take one good memory out of them. And that will go with the people that you encounter every single day of your life. You are like something about someone. Love, you cannot really define love. Not really. No means and no ends to it. Hannah, I have cleaned out my cupboards and got 4 black bin liners of clothes for charity shops. Good. And that's the thing. Have a good clear out and give back to the charity people. To give it to somebody in need. Go and take it to the homeless. Don't rely on the shops because you don't know what they're going to do. Go and give it to someone. See who needs gifts. Is there children out there, mothers out there that haven't got anything? Just send a mystery gift. Send a mystery gift. You don't have to put a name on it. Leave it on their doorstep. Leave it somewhere. If you know somebody's struggling, they're not doing Christmas, leave a mystery gift. My gift to you guys is that I thank you for allowing me to even set up this platform. Well, actually, I didn't need your permission. That's the thing. We don't need your permission. Thank you for being a part of my journey for 2019. And watch out for 2020. And if you really do want to be a part of the Mom Project, volunteer and get the message out, you can do that. Your expectations of me is I can only give you a conversation. You piss me off, you're gone. Simple as that, I'll tell you. But I'm a human being too. And I'm a very much human being too. And I can only do my best. And I'm so glad that I'm projecting my voice out. I wish other people step up and talk more on these platforms. This would be good. It'd be really nice to have a male talk a little bit as well. Alicia, you're pretty good at talking as well. So I just want everybody to be kind. Be kind. Get involved. If you're from my area, which is the Suffolk area, then yeah, next year I really would love for you to. I've got some amazing events installed. Get involved. Don't cost nothing. Come sit next to me and have a go and have a yap with people. Get involved. Christmas, humbug. And that's a bag of sweets, by the way, isn't it? Humbug. Don't lie to people. Lying is disrespectful. Don't bite the hand that feeds you, and never, ever, ever forget who helped you. Go and help someone else. Take care. Look after yourself and have a blessed Christmas, whatever you are doing. Think of other people and limit the alcohol.